everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this clip, I will be sort of going through my predictions for decision day. I thought I'll do one just before the decision day because I think that's the next episode that we're having, but that's in 2 weeks' time. So I thought I'll give my predictions and see how well I do because I have got it right at times in previous seasons. So here we go. I'll start off with the couples and sort of say what I think they'll say and why I hope they would make that decision. So we'll start off with Lindsay and Mark. Lindsay and Mark, for me, the interesting about this past week is it was a very calm and sort of settled week before decision day. There wasn't really that much drama going on with either one of the couples that are left behind. So for Lindsay and Mark, it was I think there is a possibility that they could say yes, and in my opinion, I hope they say yes. From last week, I would want to say I'm on the fence, really. I think Mark is going to, given how much, Lindsay has helped him and sort of transition and make decisions and helped him sort of with stuff with his mom and his grandma, I think Mark is going to say yes. Lindsay, I think, is going to say no because she keeps talking about the things that she wants from Mark, but she is not willing to make any sort of compromise to sort of meet him halfway. However, in my opinion, I think they should both say yes. The reason why I say they both should say yes is when they're good, as I've always said, they're very good, and they sort of complement each other as long as Lindsay doesn't sort of mouth off. So I think if they said yes and they went to couples counseling, they could be a very successful couple because I think their toxicity is more from their baggage that they brought into this relationship. And I think if that baggage is addressed, they would be a more calmer sort of couple, sort of more along the Ashley and Anthony sort of route, or Jamie and Doug, whereby they're just people that are just going along nice and smoothly. But for them to get there, they would definitely need counseling. So I predict that Lindsay will say no and Mark will say yes.
I can't live with someone if we're gonna argue every week. So it's very difficult on how to navigate the rest of your life or the next couple weeks if we stay together, if these things are gonna change or we're gonna be having these up and down moments every single week.
Noy and Steve, my prediction is they're both going to say yes. I think they're going to say yes because Noy and Steve have had the less toxic relationship. There's been issues, but they haven't been that significant that they can't forgive each other and actually make things work. Because sadly, with reality TV, there has to be something to talk about. And with Noy and Steve, because they were good on their own, they've had to sort of talk about Steve's job, and they could only drag it for so long before they had to look for something else to drag along. And that's when they brought in the fact that Noy wants to live on her own, and the fact that Noy is not willing to compromise, because I think they're very small things that can be addressed because they're not as bad, like the social media stuff is not as bad as Taylor's stuff was. And I think if they were to talk about it, and I think a lot of people have come to the conclusion, which is something that I came to the conclusion earlier on in the season, that Steve has money. So I think if they can address whatever issues they have, they seem to have sort of settled most of their grievances, because last episode they were joking about about the job issue and about the pastor. So I don't think they have as many problems, and I wouldn't be surprised once filming ends they move on smoothly and they continue to to develop in their relationship. So I see them both saying yes and them being successful at it.
What would you have changed?
Probably would have got a job. But anyway.
And then Katina and Olujuwon. Katina and Olujuwon, I've said all season that I'm a bit... I don't quite get them. And I know on social media, I saw someone saying that they had said yes and they had bought a house. I see them saying yes, but then there is always the possibility that they could end up being the Cara and Ryan of this season, in the sense that they say yes on decision day, but later on get divorced. And I think if Olujuwon doesn't mellow down, which he appears to have done, if you see him on the after party episodes, he seems more calmer, he seems more understanding, he seems more empathetic. But I think this has all come out as a result of him watching himself on TV and seeing how bad he was. So I think they're going to say yes, but long term, I really don't see it unless they go to couples counseling. I think that's my opinion.
You knew that this is the chance that we take. So
of course, but that doesn't
I'd be
change my
bothered
feelings.
I'd be bothered that, if it didn't work, but I would overcome it and then, become okay again.
Okay.
And then Jasmina and Michael, I don't know whether it's wishful thinking on my part. I think they're both going to say yes. They are the couple this season that have had the most growth in their relationship, because if you look at where they started from and where they are now, they're more compassionate towards one another. Their communication skills are amazing. They sort of complement one another. Jasmina was saying she wants someone who'll prioritize her. Michael has gone above and beyond to make sure that she knows he's willing to put her first. He's taught her driving. He's taken her out for dancing. He's taken out for their anniversary. So he has put in the work. And I think, in my opinion, I don't know that it's wishful thinking. I know Jasmina keeps going on about she's not sexually attracted to him. I think it's more for the drama, for the show, and I can see them having a successful relationship. Yes, they are bringing baggage into the relationship, but I think unlike most people who have been fighting with their baggage, they have been addressing their baggage as they've gone along. And so I can see them past decision day, once cameras go away, I can see them having a settled relationship, and I can see them sort of, because with me, Jasmine and Michael remind me of Shanice and Jeffy, Gion and Greg, Jamie and Doug, a lot of people that had sort of a rough start, but Karen and Miles, those couples that had a rough start, but now once they were able to sort of get in sync, they're moving smoothly. Yeah, they are bumps along the way, but they are doing great. So my prediction is they will say yes, both of them on decision day. And I hope they're successful. I really hope they're successful, because I think Jasmina, with how tough she can be at times, she needs someone as mellow and as calm as Michael to sort of balance her out and just reassure her and make her feel loved and know that he's not going anywhere. So I don't know. I hope I get it right, because as I said, I think Lindsay and Mark, Lindsay will say no, Mark will say yes. Noy and Steve will both say yes. Katina and Olujuwon will say yes, but if they don't put in the work, I don't see them going the long haul. And then Jasmina and Michael, for me, are going to say yes, because I've looked at their body language when they're sitting on decision day. I've looked at the way they sort of talk to each other and the way they've sort of transitioned and really worked hard on their relationship. So I hope I'm right. I hope at least I get one or two, because I have in past seasons, I have got one or two right. So I'm hoping that this time I do the same. Anyway, I wish them all the best, whether they say yes or no. We'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you next time. Bye.
We're in a place now where everything is all good, so like anything can happen, but I'm just trying to decide and think about if do I just see him as a friend, or is there a possibility that it's more? And I don't know. I have to really think about it. So I don't know.